Well, I've been configuring um, man, some charts. This one right here actually combining two different methods into one and trying to get them to make sense to complement each other. I was doing the tops and bottoms when I had created that strategy. Learned it from someone, of course, right? Well, pieces of it, anyways. It's like all these are pieces I learned from you know, other people and whatnot. It's just that people get so complacent about their own indicators and the way they do it and stuff like that. It's hard to fill a cup that's already full. So, anyways, I'm looking at was it ticker symbol AEHR? It's a you could say they're in the semiconductor industry. Um, they basically proof test, the semiconductors with water damage, heat damage. They basically try to find the resilience of them, and you know, they're pretty much like, can I break this semiconductor? Or is this semiconductor strong? And how to improve it and stuff like that. You can do your research on it if you want to. I done it back over here when it was in the $6 range. Where was it? Let's see here. On the weekly chart, it was this dip because it was in the uptrend, and the trend is your friend, right? You got the weekly chart and the daily chart. So the trend is your friend, and it was on an uptrend. I didn't have this set up at that point in time. It was just I had something, but I was looking at the intrinsic value calculation, right? Um, and my intrinsic value calculation said the company was undervalued at around $6, or yeah, it was selling for. I bought it somewhere here, 650 or something, and I kind of averaged in. And then, like a dummy, I sold as soon as I realized it was gonna, go through its first um, short-term topping phase, bottoming phase, and then doom. But I think my intrinsic value calculation said the company was worth. Oh man, I don't even remember. I got it posted somewhere, but it was like somewhere I think in 30s maybe. But uh, right here it gets really distorted. It's like when you see some dramatic moves like that, like wow, you too much there for us. Okay, so let me pull this back a little bit. I need some past history. It's always good to look at the past, but it's like they say, some things, they repeat. They go by the same rhythm, but they have a different beat, something like that, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find extremes on this indicator right here. So let's see here. Horizontal. All right, so this is an aberration right there, and there was one over here also. We need to find a little bit of more consistency on an extreme level. So basically, creating our own oversold, overbought levels. We want to hit as many as possible, but without hitting the lower end of them. So as many as we can towards the upper end, right? So it looks like just a little bit here. I would say we'll start off right there. Let's get this. I like it dark red for the first one on the over on the extreme version when it comes to something like this. So see here. Let's start off with 460. See what it looks like. Okay, let's decrease just a little bit. Okay. E. Well, because the aberration extreme is here, I would call that right there, like anything past that is probably too much. Maybe like 8.5, 4.5. So there, let's get another one. So in here, we're going to go for 8.5. And I'm gonna light this one up on fire. It's gonna be highlighted big time. Okay, so anywhere between here is pretty much a zone of a dollar cost average. For negative, it's over spot. So like the dollar cost now, oh shit, you know, getting ready for it to go down. So I mean, like if you're gonna play short, then you would, don't. I would. It's not financial advice. It's only a guy drawing pictures. So there, and we need some consistent. Need two areas. One of a general oversold area, just like a general overbought area, and then an extreme. And we call this the Goldilocks zone. I would say like a part of me who says like probably the red line right here would be a good measurement from whenever they cross the white and the red. That would be an area, area. Too much of an area. So that's an extreme. Anything probably right here, there would be considered extreme. So that's extreme. Then, damn. Okay, three, just like this other one. No, this one was four. I'm gonna do 350 here. $3.50. It's actually percentage negative. Right, 350%. So that I'm gonna do dark green. Oh, not that. Okay, here. And 50. That should serve a purpose. I like it. All right. Oh, let's find the absolute extreme. This is the future cast says that also there. There. So I want to say 8 would probably be it. Right here. Maybe a little bit less. No, I had it right the first time. I'm gonna light that up. I'm gonna do 8 regular. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna light that up into that beautiful light green there. Green is my favorite color, so I love the greens. Well, Christmas, greens, reds, blues. Man, awesome. Okay. Now we need to get these suspended here. Lock it down. There. Lock it down. There. Lock it down. Okay. So I got the level for that one. And then let me do the daily now. Oh no, that aberration right there. It's going to cause problems. Try to ignore it, I suppose. It does help as an extreme too. All right, my eyes are pretty good, but we might have to look at this at a closer area. There. That one. Okay. There. There. Say that would be a normal level of oversold. Probably one. Say 150. Really don't like 150. Maybe just a little bit. Probably gonna say 2 instead. Okay. Okay. And then let's get the like the pretty extreme on it. Right. If there was a top, where would the top be? Given what we see, say 4 is probably a good place to be. Okay. And it is. Uh-oh, spinning 4 there. That's a good place to be. Let's go ahead and lock those in place. And then let's get the oversold areas here. There. I like it like that too. Like two on top, two. So let's do that. Negative 2%. That color dark green. probably just stick it at 4 like the other one. We got a matching set. Lock that in place. And that. Lock that in place. Okay. I can do this one too, but let's look out. Let's look at the past and see, because it's saying it's gonna go well, like all this. Whoa, that's way dramatic. I expect it to probably consolidate for some time, and then have these moving averages starting to shrink instead of expand. Mm. Okay, so like this area right here is, ooh, that's an oversold every time. That's definitely an overbought area. And then from here to there, you call that, get a trend line here. Oh, trend lines. There to there, right? And then like from here to here. You can call that a divergence, right? But we might see a divergence go the opposite direction between these indicators over here. Let's see if the past has any kind of dramatic sell off like that. What was the percentage on that? Where was it sitting at? Okay, sitting at negative 90%, more or less. This, to me, is technical analysis. Oh, look at that. We said 90%, right? So we are at negative. There's negative 90% there. So this is, it hit like negative fucking point 1.4 on that sell off. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go back any further. Okay, you can see the earnings too. Started, what's that, red, green. We got this gray in there too, and all of that was like neutral. But look at all that neutral, neutral. You had red and greens here. Wonder what happened back then. So yeah, I'd seen the last time it had a dramatic drop like that was what it's pretty much going through right now. It's seen values in the negative realm of, what is that, 1.4, right? Value 1.4. Interesting. Okay. Well, let me see here. Got a little retail cheat sheet I use on one of these platforms, or it's like the earnings per share, that this company calculates earnings per share, and they give retail an idea of what's going on. But they are the way they calculate things. Everyone calculates things differently. I mean, there's no right, wrong. Well, there's probably definitely more wrong ways than right ways, but according to Victor Vest, earnings per share continues to be parabolic. Basically, what we have here, right? What we have on this chart here, I'm looking at on my phone, is that at the peak of it, right over here, let's get down there. The peak of the price was around $53, I guess, and the earnings were roughly around that time. Well, you could say they're around $1.20 on earnings. Earnings per share. So they are currently sitting at $1.56 on earnings per share, according to this guy or this company right here, this VectorVest company. So they're currently sitting at $1.56 earnings per share. Then on parabolic earnings per share movement, I would have to do an intrinsic value calculation to see what it says. But like this is a good way to get started. Like if it's not correct here, then why even bother looking at it, right? And kind of like a filter. So it's my cheat sheet. Um, so yeah, you're basically buying this company here for so it was making $1.20 something cents right here earnings per share. Now it's down here at this price, right, making $1.50 earnings per share, and it keeps on rising. So you're paying less for a better company. That's what it says to me, right? Like I said, we're gonna have to do a calculation, the intrinsic value calculation. Um, Find out if there's any kind of dilution or something. There must be something going on, right? Maybe people just taking profit, trying to move the stock down. That way they can get in at a better price. According to this company here, um, the value of it is basically $20. That's what it's calling. It's calling fair value around $20 per share. Relative safety is low, and everything else is low. It's just mainly the value of it. That's that. So you can say 20 on that one. Let's see here. I was looking at two areas. So we got this trend strength strong to the downside, right? Right here. So got that. So we kind of put this back over here. Right. So what do we got? It says it wants to move down to this 14% here on the weekly, which is a really big interest zone for buyers back over here in was it August 2021. Um, there's a possibility there's a lot of people that are probably did cash secured puts or covered calls and just waiting for an opportunity to add a position. According to the future casts, right? It wants to get down to that area on the weekly. $4 there. $4. Yeah, basically saying the same thing. This one's saying that it could find strength here because there was a lot of buying also right here. Let's double the amount of buying and selling. We could look at the, the strength level on it. So we got these sells. 8%, 9. You got a 4 or 6% there. So if you go to the weekly and combine them together, you got a, let's say, 6% here, roughly around that area there. Let's see here. It's at 4%, 2%, 14%. Let's see what's below that. You got a 7% there, week low. Mm, that's a lot of selling, but then it had probably bigger block orders or something. There was more money moving around to the negative side. I probably went through a short squeeze right there. Bet you that was what it was. Somebody started shorting it from right here, causing it to appear like the sentiment was negative, but you could tell right here the actual block itself had more buying going on with the money flow. And then right here, if you combine this 14 with that 7% would be right there in the 14. So it'll be like right, they're pretty much like right in the center of one another. So that's a significant area, that $5 range. I doubt it'll make it. I don't want to say I doubt it'll make it down there. I would say that would be the spot to really start buying, not financial advice, just guy looking at lines and squiggly colors and stuff on a chart. Um, let's see here. Now, I mean, that 14% is pretty much like you talking about a dollar down over here. Come on, man. That 14% is where all the strength is going to lie. Then you have the 10 at one is a what do you call it? Breaker block order. That means the short's the one right here. Um, that's the reason why it's green and red. It goes down, right? Bust through, boom, turns them. When it was once was support, right? It's now resistance. So turn red. They got a weak low here. Yeah, my confidence level for purchasing. Well, let's look at the other technical, and that's just this. There was a let me see something. A six. I don't know. It could be creating a new area of support on the daily. But so the negative volume is starting to dissipate. Still got a lot of negative cash flow going on here. So the future passes. We need to get out of that turbulence over there. It it's basically saying dollar cost average. It's not telling you there's going to be a local bottom anytime soon. I mean, the only indication of a local bottom appearing is going to be from this indicator right here. Starting to turn up. Once these two cross, that could be a local bottom. Um, I mean, like this V right here, that that suggests the same thing. And then it's turning up. It's going to fluctuate, right? But it's not going above this center line. The negative or the selling right here starting to dissipate a little bit, but the weekly still suggests it's strong. But if you look at Clover Health, you can look at that too. Anywhere in this region right here is definitely like an add to position zone, right? Just like in this region right here, it's probably like a take profit zone, depending on how over extended it is. trend extension and shit, right? So you got to always keep an eye for trend extensions, right? So typically, how this indicator down here work, like with the tops and bottoms. Um, my last video that I made, or the last two, I had one where it came up with the method on how to do it. That's really the one no one actually viewed, but that's the one where it teaches you how to use it. Um, but what you would want to look for is areas like this. You see this right here is goes into the oversold zone or the overbought zone. This right here goes into the oversold zone. Once they meet simultaneously and then turn, and then this becomes gets out of the oversold zone, that is a buy, right? So here, get a line, right, vertical. When this one, that one goes there, you can say technically came out right here at this little area right there. Boom, that would have been a buy. And then over here, I think there was another one. Yep, overbought, oversold. It came out of it here. That was a buy. And then since you already bought twice, right? How I like to do it is, where's my square at? A rectangle. I mean, what I like to do is I like to create a zone, right? So you wouldn't know this exists, or you wouldn't know this part existed, but you would have known here and here existed, right? So you would have looked probably for somewhere in a happy medium zone, right? From where, or the top of your candlestick. How about that? And that's your candlestick right there. So you don't want to pay more than what you paid for, right? So just draw that all the way across, all the way down as much as you can. You can go all the way down to here if you want to. But let's be realistic, because we already know what happened. So right there, right? So anything in this square right here, when it goes to a, oversold area simultaneously, or anything within this area that's below your current average, right, would be a buy zone. So most likely you would have bought here at some point in time. Let's see here. When it crossed into a over, we use this indicator. We'll say when it crossed into an oversold area, and with the most significant, this is where we're going to get pinpoint accuracy, like a sniper, right? They come through here, it's oversold. There's not really a lot of selling in that candlestick. It's not really a lot of selling. Well, that wasn't oversold there. This candlestick has significant amount of selling, right? That would have been an add to position, right? Even though it wasn't low as it could go, right? It's still there. And then this one had more selling going on, and it's still in this area where it's oversold at, right? You're dollar cost average, right? So right there too. About there and there. And then you know what? I'm greedy. Hell yeah, let's go again. Um, when it crosses out, right, of this, oversold area right there. I don't know if I wanted to do that. Kind of looks like the candlestick is higher than those other ones, but you know what? Okay, I'm greedy. I'm gonna buy it there too. So that's how that would have played out, and you know, that's how the indicator. And then when you get like when you see this right here, when you get these both of these indicators both fluctuating in the same direction, right? That's it's not how it works. I call that like inconsistency. So that's like basically to me that's a trend extension. There is no top, there is no bottom. It's just extending the trend till extend it to the downside there. But then you would have confirmed it with these other indicators. Your brain has to be able to work, right? You're gonna have to be able to think about this shit. You know. It's like you got 20 different things all happening to you simultaneously. Can you chew bubble gum and walk at the same time? Anyway, the daily one, I mean, you pretty much got it right here. Let's see. Okay, so it's very iffy though. Very iffy. I mean, you do have it right here just for a brief split moment, right? You got that there. It crossed. I mean, if you want to get technical, they both didn't cross, but hey, one did. And I'm greedy, right? So I'm gonna buy probably once it comes in that zone, that would have been that candlestick there. And then I would have looked for another opportunity. And then that would have been probably right here. Right? Now, no one knows the future. You don't know what it's going to do. It looked like the crossover. It looks like it wants to go up, but you could always, dollar cost and average. I'm going to get in at around the price I paid for it or lower. I'm going to be looking at these order block areas for areas where I want to buying interest kicks in, right? So that's the top of my buy order. That's the top of my buy order. Let's not, no, let's just kind of stay on top of this one because it's in a downtrend. You can see this right here, right here. We know it's in a downtrend, so we're not going to pay more than what we bought from the previous time. So we're probably going to do that there. And I would think by combining the daily and the weekly together, I would think it wouldn't go no lower than this area right here. And then if it breaks the trend, then that'll be my timeline horizon right here with the current trend. But the trend can't adjust, you know. So somewhere in here, and then I guess the areas that I would consider buying opportunities on a horizontal line, which would be there's a lot of selling here, there's a lot of buying there. This one was a trickster because it had this short squeeze right here. So got tricky there, but if you look at that one, that's around the same time the 14 hits. So I want to call this like my idea of a bottom. Ugh, wrong one. There. My idea of a bottom. So I would start purchasing pretty fucking good anywhere between here and here. Right? Did I do that wrong yet? No. Oh, it's just on top of another line. Let's move it down a little bit. Okay. In between here, my value zone, but I would dollar cost average down in this block here every time I see an opportunity using the other graphs, right? But once it kicks in this area right there, ho ho ho, I'm going to take that a little bit more seriously. So I'll probably just nibble at it. Nibble, 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 right? And then bite, and then bite, and then bite down harder, right? And then wait. Something like that. Anyway, I kind of got bored, so I wanted to make a video about what I got going on today or tonight. I should already been in bed a long time ago, but I needed to get this shit done. I've been busy, 4th of July and everything like that. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you learned something, then thumbs up. If you didn't learn anything, then just send me a message and I might be able to help. I don't know. Y'all have a wonderful morning.